Hey, everybody, this is Ryan Johnson from Athletic Conceptual Training. We are more than excited to bring you another legend, someone who, as I've been doing research, has touched my heart with uh, her life, her ability, her dedication and passion and drive. Everybody, I want to present to you Audrey Jones. How you doing, Miss Jones?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. First, I'd like to say thank you for having me. And I definitely love what you're doing. You're on the right track and reaching out to a lot of the pivotal people of the Bay Area that has definitely had an impact. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. You know what? I have to pass that thanks along to none other than the 2025 Oakland Tech Hall of Fame inductee, Coach Noah Hingston. I couldn't do it without you. Thank you for joining in. Um, with
You're
that
welcome.
being with that being said, let's jump in, guys. I'm just gonna quickly Actually, would you like to introduce yourself? Or you want me to do it?
I'll let you do
Okay,
it.
okay, here we go. Guys, Audrey Jones, West Oakland native, um, uh, grew up in the Bay Area, always had a ball in her hands, was dribbling down the streets of Oakland, went to Lafayette Elementary Middle School, went to Lowell Middle School, and of course, high school at Mac, but climates for all y'all who don't know. Um, Graduated in 1986, All City and OAL from Mac. Attended Merrit College from 1986 to 1988. We have a point guard and a two guard in her combination. Um, she hit the game winning three to put Merritt College in the state final eight. I mean, a lot of us can pull up, but not a lot of us can make that shot. You know, um, in 1988 to 1991, received a full ride scholarship from Oregon State University, inducted into Merritt College's Hall of Fame in 2016. After basketball, worked for Oakland Parks and Rec, and two group homes at the same time. I have so many questions just even with that. That's so awesome that you just decided to give back. In addition, worked at Alameda County Probation Office for 3 years. Um, after after doing that, married in 1997. You got two daughters. Moved to Sacramento in 2000 for a promotion to work at Sacramento County Probation Department. Um, Worked there for 21 years and now retired. I mean, where do we start, Miss Jones?
Wow. To be honest with you, I mean, if you want to take it way back to my beginnings, where it
Yeah.
all started at. So I was in I would say second grade, and that's when I first developed my love for basketball. I used to, after school, I used to watch the older guys play basketball. I would sit on top of the monkey bars. I'm not sure if you're familiar with monkey bars, but yes, I used to sit on top of the monkey bars and watch the guys play. And after being up there daily and just running to get up on the top of the monkey bars, I was like, you know what, I can do that. I can do that. So I pretty much went home, told my parents, say, hey, I want to play basketball. So the next thing you know, they got me a basketball. And I tell you what, I back then I was a tomboy. So I, had the ball in my hand every day. And when folks would see me, they would see me dribbling the ball from the time I left the stairs at my house to whenever I got to Lafayette, because that's where the majority of my basketballing career started at Lafayette. So it went from there. Basically, I was the captain of the all boys basketball team at Lafayette.
Hmm.
I tell you what, it wasn't because I was a girl. A
Yeah.
lot of times when I was picked top five, often
And
first or second.
natural ability.
Exactly,
Hmm.
exactly. So that's really where the beginnings came, from Lafayette to Lowell, then to Mac. So that's my start.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, just with so many accolades. I mean, what did it take for you to take your game from good to great? I know that you mentioned um, from early on you were already picked as top five. What did it take for you to sustain and keep that level of ability?
I think for me, playing the game daily, and
Mm,
I grew up playing with boys,
mm-hmm.
and that's how you get better. You have to play where the talent is definitely a couple of notches above you. So I played with boys. I played with the older boys. Just not having that fear.
Yeah.
That was where I learned a lot of the skill set. I will also say I had a family friend who helped me out in the gym. He had a gym set at his house, so that's where I would lift weights. But just staying focused.
Yeah.
And I think with anything you do, you have to remain focused. Although there would be some distractions, but you can't allow the distractions to overtake your what your goal is. So
Yeah.
I think that was one of the main things that allowed me to just keep it going. And then, had a large family, so there was definitely some structure there as well. Um,
Yeah, I saw that you are you're one of excuse me 13 kids.
yes, yes, yes. So early on, one of my mom's children didn't make it. However,
Mm,
it ended up 12, 6 boys, 6 girls. We have
wow.
one set of twins. So mom and dad were raised. They were born in Mississippi.
Yeah.
And back in Mississippi, I mean, it was very, very common to have large families. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I was born in '87, and my mom and dad had 6 kids, and it was 3 boys, 3 girls.
yes,
So I just
exactly.
tell everybody we were the Black Brady Bunch.
That's it, right? Exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you're also the first of your family. You were 11. You're 11 of 13. Is that
So
correct?
yes, so there's
Okay.
six. Well, once the younger one didn't make it, there's 6 boys, 6 girls. I was the youngest girl, so there was
Okay.
one boy underneath me.
Uh, they always say it's the younger one you got to watch
Yes,
out for.
yes.
Okay. Well,
Well, the one thing about that, mom and dad, they knew where I was at,
yeah, you're
so they
right.
knew where they could find me every day. So
Yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
think that's something that really resonates with me because I grew up over in North Oakland area, 64th and
okay,
San Pablo, and I was always playing basketball. If it wasn't at Stanford Park over there in Emeryville, it was at Golden
yes,
Gate Elementary, right
yes,
across the street because it was closest. It just depended on where the good talent was that day. Sometimes I'd travel over to Berkeley, but yeah, it's just like picking up on the idea and the thought process that coming from a big family, basketball wasn't something that was forced upon me. I I wanted to do it. I had a passion for it
yes,
early.
yes.
Do you think that for kids who's trying to find their passion have to pick up on it earlier?
Well, I think for one, it's the parents' job to introduce the different sports to their kids,
Mm,
and then allow that kid to navigate and gravitate towards that area. But
yeah.
yes, they have to be able to have that passion from within.
Hmm.
And it can't be because mom and dad want me to do it, because they will not succeed. They will definitely have a lot of issues if they're doing it because of their parents. So I
Right.
think for any kids out there, you have to want to have that drive. You have to be willing to do what the other kids are not doing and stay focused. And in this day and time, I believe it's a little more challenging for these kids to stay focused. Whereas with us, we didn't have the cell phones, all of the technology. So we were outside every day, all day until the lights came on. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely remember that. Um, that's amazing. So who are some of your mentors coming up?
Wow. So basically, I had two mentors, both McClymonds alumni. One is Frida Rockmore, and she played ball for Mac. She's the one who told me about probation, but she had been telling me about probation for some years, and I just never acted upon it. So I still stay in contact with her to this day. We talk all the time, and she was definitely a huge part of my upbringing. I would say the second one would be Antoinette Good. She also played for McClymonds. And the thing about her is she went on to play for Cal State Hayward, and she was inducted into the Hall of Fame for Cal State Hayward. And she was the one person who basically kind of gave me that confidence while I was at Mac to shoot the ball. I knew I could shoot, but coming in as a freshman and playing on the varsity team, you're a little bit,
Yeah.
you're trying to adjust. You're a little bit
You don't
intimidated.
want to take a bad shot.
But what she told me was, and my last name was Moore. So at the time she said, Mo, just shoot the ball, because if you miss, I got the rebound. So she told me that, it was on. It was
Yeah.
on. Yes, I
Yeah.
got the green light from there.
That's awesome. I mean, there's no better feeling than having the support of your teammates.
Exactly.
And even when I'm coaching now, one of the things that I struggle with the kids that I coach is they don't talk to each other, at least on the court. I mean, I don't know if they're too used to texting or whatever, but I mean, I'm the loudest one on the court sometimes, and I'm like, guys, you guys got to speak up. You have to talk to each other, call those screens, call those back cuts, help each other out, and I don't know if it's a struggle. I won't say it's a struggle, but because it's not for everyone, but
But you mentioned a very important key to aspect to playing basketball, in which I just went to a high school game, my nephew's high school game.
hmm
They're not talking to one
mm,
another. They're not calling the screens on the court. I mean,
yep,
one person got pummeled basically by a screen, and his teammate didn't say anything. So I definitely believe, again, it's the lack of communication skills that a
mm,
lot of youngsters have because of the technology. They're so used to talking, in silent writing back and forth. But when you put them in front of a person, they don't know how to interact and communicate
mm,
effectively. So yeah, that's
yeah.
very common.
Folks, you heard it first from a legend. Talk on the court, the key to success. Um, Next question. What does Oakland mean for you personally?
Oh my goodness. Oakland is very special. Oakland is very special in my heart, only because, for one, when I think of pride, that's
Mm,
where you develop that.
yeah,
Oakland has allowed a lot of Oakland natives to have that personality, being
yeah,
very proud of Oakland because of the rich history, because of how they came up. For me, uh, Oakland is pride, it's family, it's community,
yeah.
all mixed into one, because no matter where you go, um, there's a sense of family connection.
hmm
Even if it's friends, we're still connected, right?
That's my
Uh,
play cousin.
Exactly, exactly. Yes, and that's something that, the culture of Oakland is has been very rich,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
still to this day, although it's not as I once knew because of everything that's going on there, but it
yeah,
still have that richness, that creative history, that athletic history. It's all in
yeah.
Oakland, and there's so much grit that natives of Oakland have. And it's kind of hard to explain if you don't live there or you didn't come from there, because I've tried explaining it to several people here in the Sacramento area, and they got
Mm.
offended because I said that, Sacramento doesn't have culture, and I loved Oakland better. They actually got offended. So if you're
Oh,
not from there, you wouldn't even know how to describe it.
well, one of the things that the way that I can describe it personally is gone through different places in and out of the Bay Area in different states. One of the things that I really appreciate about my personality, which I think comes from Oakland, is that I'm comfortable being myself
Yes.
in any situation.
Yes.
And that's just no other way about it. And it's nothing I have to be braggadocious about. It's nothing I have to uh, do extra. It's just the awareness, the quiet confidence that I take with me day in and day out that I think Oakland taught me.
Yes, I can agree. Definitely.
That's awesome. Uh, so one of the other questions that I ask most of the coaches here and athletes is what they think makes a good coach. What qualities are we looking for, and what qualities are needed for a coach?
That's a really good question. First of all, I believe patience is
Hmm.
definitely a huge quality. Knowledge of the game, no matter what game you're coaching, you and have that knowledge and experience. I would
Yeah.
love to see a coach that has played the game. That way they can be more relatable and they
Hmm.
can understand a lot of what their players are going through. Uh,
Hmm.
Also, you have to be passionate. You have to love what you do, you
Yeah.
know, because if you don't, then you're just doing it for a paycheck.
Yes.
And, that's definitely not the way to go. But
Right.
also, a coach have to be able to manage a lot of different personalities. And one prime example, Phil Jackson.
Oh man.
Right? Phil
Yeah.
Jackson had a plethora of different personalities on that team, but he had to, for one, make sure that they understood when you're on this court, you have to put everything else aside and have that common goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for some players, it was a bit more challenging than others, especially, the Lakers squad, the Chicago squad, Dennis Rodman, Shaq. So there's different personalities that comes along with any team, and a coach have to be able to manage all of that. Because if you don't, then again, you're just there and your team is going to run amok. So those are some qualities that I believe every coach should have.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's something I would even argue to say you could take into life. I mean, me as the man of my house of the house is being able to like understand where everyone is at different levels. I mean, you got the kids going from their different adolescence to teenage stages. You got you know your own um, thoughts and ideas and feelings, and being able to adjust and have that confidence to show compassion and love and heart without lording over someone is something that it's just you can't teach it. Because I don't think everybody has that muscle. Some people, in order for them to tap into that, have to be in control all of the time. But at least what I found is the most control I've ever had was not me trying or demanding control. It's exuding that and holding people accountable.
Yes, yes, exactly. Yeah. And then just to add one other thing, you have to be able to bring out that skill set that best fits the team
Yeah.
because everyone isn't a scorer. So
Right.
you have to be able to recognize who your rebounders are, who your defensive players are, who's
Mhm.
that guy who, although they don't get that much time in the game, that motivator on the bench. So a
Yeah.
coach have to be able to recognize all of that in order to even give their team a chance at being successful.
I mean, to pivot off of that, we were talking about success. What does it take to hit the game-winning three? I mean, what is the go-to move? I mean, was it just a one-two, or did you have to bump them off, pull up?
So to as my coach as my coach once described it, basically what happened was he called a play, and the play was for our center to roll the ball in,
Okay.
right? Lucky enough, we were able to get it off. She rolled the ball in. I got it, picked it up, and basically it was just a pull-up jump shot. That's basically what it was, a pull-up jump shot. So you have to have the confidence to be able to do it. And I think at the time our team was really gelling. So
Mm,
we had that momentum. So
mm.
that's pretty much what it took. A lot of confidence in practice.
Yeah, and that's one thing I really took take from any athlete taking a big shot. In the moment, it's really not even about conceptualizing what you're doing at the moment. It's falling back on your training,
And that's it.
and that's where it all kicks in. And whenever I coach kids or train with kids, some of the things that I'm saying more consistently, like we're doing it game speed.
Yes.
You have to practice as if this is a situation that you want to deliver in, because how else would you be ready for that?
Exactly. Exactly. And all of that definitely requires to be in the gym or be on different playgrounds. And
Hmm.
that's something that we did daily. We after school, if it wasn't Lafayette, and then as we got older, then we started going to different playgrounds and sometimes in different cities.
Yeah.
I remember a time where I'm not sure if you're familiar with Hook, Demetrius Mitchell. There was a time where he's a Mac alumni as well. Um, he's the dunk king. You know,
Okay.
I call him the dunk king. But we would go. A couple of us would get in the car and we would go to different areas, different cities, and play ball. So, again, for the youngsters out there, if whatever your craft is, you have to master that craft. You have to constantly work at it, and even watch the game so you can learn some things. You know what I mean? So you have to, again, just be focused enough to understand the things that you have to do in order to be successful.
Yeah. Also, I'm really interested in learning what it was like for you going from Merritt College in Oakland to Oregon.
It was definitely it was a 360-degree turn.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. Oregon, it's a great place to live. I mean, a great place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there only
Okay.
because I don't like the snow. And it definitely snowed up there the years that I was there as well. I think what also allowed me to gravitate towards Oregon State was basically I had teammates that was already up there,
Okay.
from
Yeah.
Merritt College.
That's
Yeah, I
yeah.
had two teammates from Merritt College, and then there were so many Bay Area student athletes at Oregon State. So again, it felt like home
Hmm.
because of the community of Bay Area folks we had there. But again, and they paid for my education, so that's how I pretty much gravitated to Oregon State.
Hey,
So.
that'll definitely help getting that full ride.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. With 12 kids, there's no way my parents were going to be able to afford it.
Hey, I'm pretty sure that they were appreciative,
Yes,
but
indeed.
also proud. That's amazing, and an amazing feat that not everyone can do. I mean, you were able to basically put yourself in a different, um, better situation off of your skill,
Yes,
and,
indeed.
and
Yes, indeed.
that's a
Very
blessing.
thankful.
What was it like at Merritt College in 1986?
Oh my goodness. Merritt was so fun. And Merritt was just an extension of family. Because again, you had Coach Brown, and he was our coach. And matter of fact, I still talk to him to this day. And he actually would take in players, to live with him who, weren't in the best situations. And so he understood, he was relatable. He didn't judge any of us. He, treated us as one of his own children. And so that kind of trickled down through the team, because the team, there's still several of us that still communicate, stay in contact with one another, and just that environment altogether. It was definitely a peaceful environment, and it allowed us to do what we did, for the better.
Yeah, that's amazing. Along the way, there's people who come into your life and really help change the trajectory, and valuing those relationships and paying homage to that is so essential. And also, remembering to be that in turn, is super important.
Yes, I agree.
So, probation officer.
Ooh,
So,
ooh.
I mean, from Oakland to Oregon, Star to the snow to the probation office. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, not that's a job that not everyone can do because again, you have to have a certain personality. You have to be relatable. I started my career working with children, and some of them was in some very unfortunate situations. However, we've had some that came through the doors. We only saw them one time and never had them come back. But then you have your regulars who it's like a revolving door. But at the same time, uh, knowing how to relate to that population, again, not everyone can do it because you have to go in there and not think just because you have a star on your shirt that automatically those kids have to respect you. No, it doesn't work like that. We have to respect them as well as they have to respect us. We have to have boundaries. We have to understand we're not friends, but at the same time, I have a job to do, and there are certain conditions that you have to abide by, and once you do that, then we won't have any problems. But um, just seeing how the system works, you know, um, and something else to really understand as a staff member there, you have to understand that it's the judge that gives them the sentence. It's not us. So our job is to make sure they're safe, they're secure, they're getting their 3 meals a day. They're, for those who want to be involved in activities. And that's it. So it's not up to us to judge them. We can't do that.
Man, I think that's something we got to echo and really highlight. Um, I think that was very profound, and for a lot of people who understand what Miss Jones is talking about, I think you guys should pay attention to that. Um, what's your favorite athlete of all time?
Yes. Oh, that's easy. Cheryl Miller.
Okay.
Cheryl Miller. Yes, 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 yes. USC alumni. I think Cheryl was able to do at an early point in time what not too many other student athletes were able to do. And she performed at a very high level and she
Yeah.
was successful at it.
Oof.
Um, outshining her brother was a big deal, but at the
Yeah.
same time, she played the game at a very high level. So yeah, I was
High
definitely
IQ.
watching a lot of USC games back in the day. So yeah,
That's amazing. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yes, Cheryl Miller. Wow. I will say respectfully that she doesn't get the credit she deserves.
no, she doesn't.
Um, yeah, she was definitely a great.
Yes, yes, indeed, yes, indeed. So and then like I say, during that time, you had a lot of women that were out there doing it. Your Cynthia Coopers, the McGee twins, but Cheryl, I believe, was definitely in a different category.
Yeah, hands down, hands down. Well, I mean, to wrap this up, um, I got a pop up question for you.
Okay.
Okay, same situation. 2 seconds left on the clock. What's your go to move to get open?
Well, I've actually developed that little step back
Oh,
because I still go out and shoot around. I still go out and shoot around. So I'm gonna try that jab and then a step back.
oh, okay.
Pull up.
Hey, well, we're gonna have to see that one day. We'll look for that. We'll look for that YouTube video.
I got you.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you for spending time with us and allowing us to get to know you. Um, this was just a quick snippet of a long, successful career for Miss Jones, and all athletes. You guys really pay attention to what content we're bringing here. This is from the mouths of the legends themselves on what it takes to make it to the next level. I'm just humbled and I'm soaking up all of this. Um, Thank you so much for talking to me, taking the time to um, feed our community with your knowledge and your time. It's been amazing to see you and to learn about you and your growth and your development coming from a place where I came from. So it's really, really inspiring. Um, Coach Noah, you want to say a couple things? Oh,
Is he muted? No.
maybe. No? Okay.
Oh, I'm just happy to be a part of this interview, and I'm learning a lot. And you know, I walked the trail of Merrit College also, so I understand Merrit College was family. That's where I developed as a young man, social, academic. I was in a lot of programs outside of track and cross country, and it's serving me well today.
Mm,
And great interview. I watched Miss Jones compete at Merritt College. She was outstanding student athlete at Merritt College.
yeah. Yeah. I definitely can't wait to get this out there for the people to watch and consume. We need stuff like this. I was trying to find your game winning shot, but I couldn't find it. I
Uh,
mean,
you
I think
know,
the, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, not meaning to cut you off, but I just reached out to Coach Noah to try to catch up with the photography guy who was taking all of our pictures to see if he can kind of dig up some old photos. So I'm hoping I'll look forward to connecting with him and see what he can pull up.
Hey, or step back.
There you go. Exactly, exactly. Yes, indeed. But I definitely really appreciate you both, Ryan and Coach Noah, for having me and making this happen. I love what you're doing, Ryan. Again, this is something that is definitely well needed in the community.
Hey, as long as we can, and with Coach Noah by my side, the sky's the limit.
Yes, indeed. And Coach Noah, congratulations on your upcoming induction.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Appreciate it.
I can't wait. What are you? Will you be in the area at that time?
Yes, I'm gonna make a special visit to come down and see his induction. And as well, there's another young lady that played at Oakland Tech when I played for McClimate, so she's
Okay.
being inducted as well. So that's
Do
gonna
you
be huge.
can you name it?
Her name is Rahima Stevens.
Oh, all right.
Yes, yes. Well, she may go by a different name, uh, now, but at the time we played, her name was Rahima Stevens, and she went on to do some great things as well.
That's
So
awesome.
that's another person you may want to be able to, get in
I
contact.
mean, well, how about this? If we get her, I think both of you guys have to, we should all have a conversation.
Well, I think you would want to hear her story and let her get her shine.
Okay.
Because it's definitely, she's done some really great things.
Okay. Well, I will be reaching out.
Perfect. Perfect.
Well, all right. Thank you very much for joining again. We're I'm at a loss for words. Again, I'm so humbled by the opportunity to even be able to speak to someone like you. And yeah, I'm just at a loss for words.
That's okay. But like I say, much appreciated. Much
Yeah.
appreciated. Thank you
All
so much.
right. Thank you.
You're
Guys,
welcome.
this is Ryan from Athletic Conceptual Training. Go follow us on YouTube and Instagram. Follow us on YouTube to get the full video. Check us out on Facebook. You will have to subscribe to get the full video. And check out this wonderful golden interview. Thank you again. More legends. Stay tuned. We have more to come. Everybody have a blessed day.
Have a good one. Bye bye.